All right, guys, Hippie on the trail right now. Not at the Missouri Ozarks. Definitely missed that area. But currently here, next to what we call a sod house. We'll let y'all read this a little bit, but we're gonna see inside of this house is protecting this old school sod house. Built by Marshall McCauley, who staked the land on which the house stands during Cherokee's strip run, September 1893. Let them know where I'm at right quick, guys. I made it to the sod house. Got my admission paid here, just a little fee, but if you want to see some awesome history, I've been greeted by an awesome curator, it looks like. What's your name, ma'am?
Renee Trendle.
Renee Trendle.
With the Oklahoma Historical Society.
Okay, and guys, before we start, I want to make sure and give the Oklahoma Historical Society all credit to this video here. So is that good permission?
Yes, they are the ones that started in 1963 in preservation of the Sod House and continue to this day.
Awesome, guys. All right, guys, this is Marshall here. This is him at the age of 90, she said. He lived to be 95 years old, so he got 5 more years after this picture. Super nice looking guy. I want to see what's inside that house. What do y'all think, guys? There's that wooden floor she requested. I'm going to show y'all the edges here. Man, there's a rattlesnake skin right there, tumbleweed. Look at them. They got this whole thing the way it would really look outside. Absolutely fascinating, guys. Wow. All the old history.
Well, this is the exact location in which the Sod House was built. It is now 128 years old. Sod houses were nothing more but temporary dwellings, only supposed to last 3 to 8 years max. Yet Marshall McCauley lived in this one for 15 years, which is considered an extremely long length of time. Of course, he staked his claim in the Cherokee Outlet Land Run of 1893, actually lived in a dugout for a year while building it. His home is said to be quite luxurious for the fact it's 2 rooms instead of 1. Windows in it. He brought the glass windows back from Wichita, Kansas, each costing $1.25. Total cost of the Sod House, $6.20. Yet the day that he staked his claim, he only had a quarter in his pocket and a 2-cent stamp. Of course, he did marry, and his Sadie was quite a young lady. She taught for a year. And bringing her out here to Oklahoma, he offered her the opportunity of a wood floor below her or a tin roof above her. She selected the wood floor. It was added 1 year later in 1895, but according to a farm photo, by 1897 it does show a tin roof. We always tease everyone, tell him he probably got a guilty complex for putting a tin roof on the barn, so added it to the home as well.
Right there's that wooden floor she mentioned. And this is the way it would have looked inside, guys. I don't have the torchy 2K to light it up a little more, but this is his bedroom.
Of course, within a few more years, her health never improved and she did pass away. When you walk inside this first room, you'll see that these walls have been plastered with natural alkali clay. Marshall understood the value of that and went down along the creeks and rivers collecting it, plastered the walls with clay, sealing them completely off. So therefore, there's never been any interior deterioration, only exterior. Today, when you look at the corners, you notice the red sod. This was new sod replaced in 1967. All the rest is
2 rooms. There's our #1 motto right there, guys. Love one another. It's all about love. Share the love, guys. Here's a second room. A little more light, of course, with the kitchen and the window that he bought for the price. I hope her volume comes up, man. There's another window right there. Fabulous, fabulous setting. Everybody watch That's for dinner. The old utensils you can see.
Is original, and the roof that we're looking at was a new roof put on in 1967. It is only 2 inches thick. The original sod roof was 12 inches thick. A 12-inch thick roof is 7,800 pounds of sod above you. Of course, after Sadie's death, he did finally remarry, and his second wife, Pearl, quite a city girl, bringing her out here to this barren part of Oklahoma was quite an adjustment. One day she was mixing dough. It did not rise. She did not want Marshall to look upon her as a failure. She took it out, buried it, made another batch, and everything was fine. Yet late that day, he walked upon top of it, found this dirt piled high, stuck his shovel in it, and down went the dough. He stabbed the shovel in it, hauled it inside the house, and never let her live down her buried dough. And by 1909, they built a new 2-story home. So from that point on, the Sod House was just used for daily needs. And in 1963, the Oklahoma Historical Society stepped in for the preservation of it and closed it in 1967 and continue on to this day in the continual preservation of the Sod House.
It's good to breathe in this history, guys. And this is all preserved. It's amazing what they've done here. Oklahoma Historical Society, man, you have done a fabulous job. Thanks again for letting us be here. Here's a nice piano, just a relaxing chair by the bed. We could read. Man, there's some old corn. There's the stove. Ooh, keep it warm in here. Let's look at this other side of the exterior. It's a complete house, guys. All the way around. If you've never been here, definitely recommend getting over here. Just look at the window and how it's all just stuck with the mud. He did put a couple of spacers in between right there, you can see, to get it perfectly square the way he wanted it. A couple of rocks to space it out. Genius, genius. The old Sod House here in the prairies of Oklahoma, guys, outside of Enid, Oklahoma. And you can see they had their chicks and their roosters and their hens laying eggs, making little chicks sometimes too, so that's so cool. There's something super old. I bet eggs were a penny back in the day, maybe. If that. There's a raccoon. Anybody see the raccoon in here? Ooh, watch out. That'd be the chicken coop. Here's a 5-row drill. For the planting here, guys. A little so hand spreader bag right there. Doug Bridges. Then the handheld planters. This here, another little plow, old school plow. Let's see what the drill press. And what would they use all this for? Blacksmith for their horses. Yep. That'll get their heat going.
It took 1/2 acre of sod to build it. 1/2 acre of sod cut 4 inches thick is again 96 tons of sod. So I'll let you look around. If you have any questions, let me know.
That's awesome, guys.
And the blue walls on the inside are not blue paint, but Mrs. McCulley wanted the home unique, so she had Marshall add bluing to the alkali clay to create her blue walls.
Wow.
So enjoy.
Yes, and we're going to say thank you to our curator. All right, guys, I appreciate y'all joining me on this tour here. I just like to show off things that are a little bit different sometimes, and I figured not many of us have seen the old sod houses. I can assure you there's none left on the plains. Again, this is a museum where they preserved all of this information. Some old irons over here too for ironing your clothes. Washing machine. There's your corn sheller. There's some old music here, guys. Old player. Old guns. There he is. Right by his house. That's fun. Marshall McCauley. There's some clothing, guys. Here's something we like. Marking stones. For the surveyors, just to mark Cherokee outlet here. Preserving it, guys. Oklahoma Historical Society, thank you guys again for allowing us to be here, and we give credit to where credit's due. Just had my breakfast.
18.
Renee Trindle here again. Just tell her thank you guys. We we speak with our hearts, and that's how we live too, guys. Follow them hearts. And she said, here's Mr. Marshall right here at age 18. This is before he built the house, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because he was 26 years old when he came back to Oklahoma and participated in the land run.
And there's his daughter.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
His two wives, Sadie and Pearl.
Okay.
Sadie passed away from consumption, and so later married Pearl.
I see.
And then,
Oh, look at him here. Wow, guys, there's that same house we're looking at, guys.
right, that's
That's
the
what's
house
amazing.
outside.
And what year was that one more time?
That photograph was probably taken in the 1950s. This is it again, setting out in the 1950s. The Oklahoma Historical Society again purchased it in 1963 and did restoration and closing it in 1967.
It's amazing, guys.
Slide plow that he used.
Wow.
And the photograph up above shows you how they plowed those furrow slices, and you only plow the amount of sod you could cut and lay that day. So on the far left of the furrow slices, the man taking a straight blade shovel cutting it. Of course, the man in the center is loading it. Each block being 18 inches long, 12 inches wide, and 4 inches thick. 1/2 acre of sod cut 4 inches thick is 96 tons of sod, again, it took to build the home.
Holy cow. And there's a peek into side of probably their church, guys. What would go on at the church over there?
That's an organ, and we have it here because Sadie, his first wife, she brought an organ with her. And
Wow.
of course, later it was sold because they needed milk, so they traded the organ for a milk cow and named the milk cow Old Organ. So, quite comical in itself.
That's awesome.
And then, of course, the one-room schools, which were everywhere, all across the United States. This was the beginning of history. And, of course, what we don't look at today, back then, a child getting to go to school was an honor and a privilege instead of having to stay home and work at the home. So getting to go to school and getting an education was really important to all children.
Y'all hear that, kids? Anybody that's watching, man, we encourage you to go to school.
And then, of course, in the far corner there, that is an exhibit of feed sacks.
Oh, they made those out of feed stacks, guys.
Right.
All the clothes here.
For a woman
And
to dress, you needed 3 feed sacks to make a full dress.
so cool. Guys, I recommend coming to see it. Definitely, if you're just traveling through, great place to stop. And man, we thank Renee from the bottom of our hearts again, guys. And y'all need to come see old Marshall. He would love some visitors.
I believe it was built in 11, but I think it was nothing more than a dirt root cellar. And by the late teens or early 20s, it was poured to concrete.
Ah, so
Of
that
course, your root cellar is your refrigerator. You have to have a root
1911,
cellar.
guys. This is a refrigerator we're going into here. Man, you're around this history. This is awesome. Wow, you feel the difference in the temperature's like going in a cave, guys. Wow, a lot cooler. Holy cow. You just seen the jars that they would have used here? This old cement, guys. Cellar. Going back out. Again, y'all need to come check out the Sod House here in Oklahoma.